Breaking news, the partnership between Chip Ganassi Racing and Cadillac will come to a conclusion at the end of 2024. This is pretty shocking, as it changes things for Cadillac entries in both the WEC and IMSA for next year. And so in this video, I'll talk about the details behind this crazy announcement regarding Cadillac and Chip Ganassi Racing. This news was first revealed by Racer.com and later backed up by other sources. In the article, we find that Managing Director of Chip Ganassi Racing, Mike Hull, spoke with Marshall Pruitt about the situation and highlighted the fact that this particular chapter is over for GM and CGR. His words are as follows: Chip Ganassi Racing has a fantastic history with General Motors. Considering everything that we've done with them, there has been a lot of partnership definition to what we've accomplished. NASCAR, Extreme E, IndyCar, DPI, and LMDH have all been successful programs, and we've shared equally in learning from that success to get better together. We would never close the book on General Motors in terms of the future. We just know that this chapter is ending. Currently, Chip Ganassi Racing runs 2 of the 3 Cadillac V Series R participating in endurance racing. They race the yellowish gold-nosed Cadillac in IMSA, participating as the 01 car, and at Le Mans exclusively as the number 3 car. They also race full-time in the WEC with the blue-nosed number 2 Cadillac. Therefore, Chip Ganassi Racing is behind the Cadillac program in the WEC and is one of the teams behind the program in the IMSA series. But of course, as we know now, this is the final year where we'll see the American-based team run the 2 Cadillac entries in endurance racing. It's also been made clear that since 2022, Chip Ganassi Racing has had a 3-year-long contract with Cadillac. This means that the contract would conclude at the end of 2024, and Cadillac chose to not renew the contract. As for why, that hasn't been made clear yet. Now, let's get something out of the way. This news doesn't mean Cadillac are pulling out of the WEC and IMSA. The Cadillac V Series R is set to continue to race in Hypercar and GTP come 2025 and beyond. This just affects the team side of things, as Chip Ganassi Racing and Cadillac are ending their partnership. Speaking of that partnership, it's not like it was short-lived. Even before the LMDH era, Chip Ganassi Racing ran Cadillac entries. The partnership began in 2021 when Chip Ganassi Racing was one of the teams to run the Cadillac DPI entries in IMSA. In 2021, Chip Ganassi's only Cadillac finished in 4th position in the championship with 1 win at Belle Isle. Chip Ganassi expanded to a 2-car effort in 2022, with the 01 entry finishing in 3rd with 3 wins and the 02 entry finishing in 4th with 1 win at the 12 Hours of Sebring. For the new LMDH era in 2023, Chip Ganassi Racing was tasked with running an entry in IMSA and an entry in the WEC. The 01 IMSA car finished in 7th in the championship, with a win at Laguna Seca. Meanwhile, in the WEC, the number 2 Cadillac finished 5th in the championship, and secured a podium finish at the historic 24 Hours of Le Mans. The fact is, Chip Ganassi Racing and Cadillac have had quite the journey through the eras of DPI and LMDH, so it's going to be sad to see the partnership end. But now that it has happened, we do need to talk about what is next for both Chip Ganassi Racing and Cadillac's future in endurance racing. Well, for Cadillac, and this isn't certain, multiple sources indicate that Action Express Racing will move towards a 2-car effort for GTP in 2025. For those unaware, Action Express Racing is the other team that runs the Cadillac V Series R in IMSA. They also race this entry at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. They've also been quite successful with this Cadillac entry. They won the 12 Hours of Sebring last year, almost won the Rolex 24 this year, and were the 2023 IMSA GTP champions. So to me, this makes the most logical sense for Action Express Racing to become the sole team running Cadillac V Series R in IMSA. Now, as for the World Endurance Championship, this is where things get really interesting. Obviously, Cadillac wants to continue in Hypercar, and considering that Action Express Racing are set to take on a 2-car effort in IMSA, they won't be running the project. So that means that a new team or teams will be running Cadillac V Series R in the WEC. Apparently, multiple teams are fighting over who gets to run the Cadillac V Series Rs in the WEC for a potential 2-car effort in Hypercar. Rumors indicate that TF Sport is on Cadillac's radar. GM already has a relationship with the British squad, who run in the LMGT3 category with the Corvette Z06 GT3R. United Autosports is also understood to be one of the teams that could run the Cadillac entries in the WEC. Another option could potentially be Hertz Team Jota, who currently run in the Hypercar class, racing customer Porsche 963s. This would be a way for Hertz Team Jota to enter the Manufacturers' Championship as a factory-supported team, although this would mean that they would give up their ties with Porsche in favor of Cadillac, and to be honest, I don't see that happening. It may even be possible that out of all the names I've just mentioned, none of them will run the Cadillacs. All we know at this point is that we are expected to see a new team run the Cadillac cars in 2025 in the WEC. But what about Chip Ganassi Racing? What is their future beyond 2024? Well, unfortunately, the exact specifics over CGR's future in endurance racing is unknown at this point. All we can do is speculate. Maybe CGR brings the Alpine A424 to IMSA, or they strike a deal with Acura Honda, who they're technically already working with through IndyCar, and bring a third Acura ARX06 to IMSA, and another one to the WEC and Le Mans. Another option could be even that they pull out of endurance racing altogether. Remember, Chip Ganassi Racing is still devoted to the NTT IndyCar series, considering that they are racing 5 Honda-powered race cars in 2024. Maybe they'll do something similar to what Meyer-Shank Racing did. Take a break from IMSA, focus on the IndyCar series, and then return to the North American Endurance Championship. But at the end of the day, this is Chip's team, and it will be ultimately his decision to continue in endurance racing or pull out altogether. I, for one, would love to see Chip Ganassi Racing continue in IMSA and hopefully the WEC. And even though they won't be with Cadillac anymore, I hope that they find another manufacturer to partner with so they can continue in top-class prototype endurance racing. So there's the news. Chip Ganassi Racing and Cadillac are parting ways after the 2024 seasons of the WEC and IMSA. What do you think about this news? Will CGR continue in endurance racing? And which teams will run the Cadillac LMDH prototypes in 2025? Well, as always, put all your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, I highly suggest you do so, considering I make endurance racing content mainly on WEC and IMSA every single week. And if you want to see another video, check out the options on the screen. So for now, that's it from me. I'll see you all in the next video.